Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie and today is day 4 of 7 days and 7 duos where I test out 7 different foundation and concealer duos for 7 days straight. Today we'll be testing out the Relove by Makeup Revolution Serum Foundation as well as their concealer palette. So if you're interested in seeing how this wears on my dry skin, we'll have a 4-hour check-in as well as an 8-hour check-in. So just keep on watching. Okay, some quick notes on the foundation. I bought it over at Walmart for $4.98. That's right, under $5. So quite the difference from yesterday's foundation. It comes in 10 different shades. I have it in the shade F8.5, which is supposed to be for medium skin tones with yellow undertones. It's described as an ultra lightweight formula that's stretchable and buildable with hyaluronic acid for hydration. It says you could use a few drops for sheer coverage or build it up for medium coverage. For the concealer, I found it for $2.98. There are 3 different palettes, a light, medium, and a dark. I have the light palette here, and there also are 2 correcting palettes as well. It is described as creamy and easy to blend over blemishes or imperfections. So let's get right into the application. So I just threw on my sunscreen and we will get right into the foundation. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. It seems to be very liquidy considering it is a serum foundation. And I'm gonna put, I think about that much on. It looks good. We'll add more later on. Put that all over. It does have a slight kind of Crayola scent to it, I want to say. Very slight, but it's definitely there. Now for the concealer, I know I usually like to use my sponge, but since it is a palette, I'm gonna go in with a brush. And this is my IT Cosmetics. The number rubbed off, but it is an IT Cosmetics brush. And I'm gonna go in with this shade down here. I think will be good, this yellow shade. Yellow undertone. I'm just gonna swirl the brush around in there. Okay, that's a little bit too light. So I'm gonna go in with the shade next to it after I even it out over here. Yeah, I'll go in with this shade since that's a little bit too light.
Not really sure how to say this. Seriously trying to erase this, but I can't seem to get you out.
Not picking up too much, even though I am using my brush here. So I might end up layering it actually. Okay, let's go ahead and blend everything out. See what kind of coverage we get here. All right. I think it looks pretty good so far. I'm thinking light to medium coverage for both products. They kind of want to verge on medium coverage though. So let's go ahead and try to build it and see what happens. I'm gonna add maybe that much more. Hey, I want to say that's medium coverage. The skin is still showing through and it still looks nice and healthy and radiant, but I feel like I'm still getting a good amount of coverage from that foundation. Let's try and build that concealer. Let's try to go in with the sponge and just kind of pick some up there, see if that does anything. I'm liking the shades of both so far. I think they're pretty good shade matches. All right, not bad. Still light to medium, almost medium. It definitely is able to build on itself. I feel like this eye definitely has a little bit more coverage than this one. So let's go ahead and even it out.
Just tonight. Give me all of your confide. Turns my sanity.
Okay, well, I think the skin looks nice and radiant and healthy and very much hydrated. I don't see any dryness whatsoever under the eyes and the chin, anywhere. So I think it's looking pretty good so far. Let me throw on the rest of my makeup and we'll be right back. All right, so now that the rest of the makeup is on, this is how we're looking. It could definitely set down a little bit more so it's not as glowy as it was when I first applied it. I'm still getting that nice medium coverage from both products. I went ahead and set this eye and doesn't look dry or cakey at all. This eye that I didn't set doesn't seem to have too much creasing, just the one here, but I think it looks pretty good. On my face, I have pretty much all my Project Pan goodies. I have my Sweet Talk palette on my eyes, my Tarte Marcoji Juicy Lip in the shade Ginger on the lips, as well as my It Cosmetics brow pencil in the brows there. But yeah, I think it looks really nice. This glow right here is just from my highlight, my Iconic London. So, but otherwise, I feel like it gave more of a natural, radiant kind of finish, not as glowy as it was earlier. So let's see how we look in 4 hours. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. It has been 4 hours. This is how we're looking. I'm definitely putting this one through the ringer because it is way hotter than I thought it was, and we went out for a walk and I was definitely sweating. So it's holding up really nicely as far as the blush, bronzer, and highlight on top. I am seeing a little bit of creasing here in the smile lines and just a tiny bit of dryness right here in the center of my chin. I also noticed that the eye I didn't set has a little bit more creasing than the eye that I did, so you're probably gonna want to set this one. However, I'm pretty impressed so far. Let's see how we look in another 4 hours. See you soon. So we are at the 8-hour mark now, and this is what we got going on. I must say it's not my favorite, but also not the worst. However, it's looking a little bit dry in this area here. I feel like these creases have been accentuated a little bit more than they would have otherwise. A little bit dry right here in the center. Do feel like it also wore off a little bit on the tip of my nose here. The under eyes, especially the one I didn't set, is looking a little bit more creasy than it did earlier for sure. But we also have to consider the price range, right? The foundation's $5, the concealer's $3. So for that price range, if you want something cheaper at the drugstore, then definitely give it a shot. If you have normal to dry skin, maybe even oily skin, you can give it a shot. But like I said, not my favorite, but also not the worst I've ever tried for sure. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I will see you for day 5 tomorrow. Bye bye.